Hi folks, are we back?
Yeah.
All right. So I've just shared another link with you, and what this link basically is for the Docker container for MISP. What MISP basically is a community-fed threat intel sharing platform. This is where you can add your threat intelligence and share it with the community, and you can also listen to the community's threat intelligence data and utilize it. Right? It's pretty exhaustive in that sense. You can also have your integrations from your SIEM, etc. into it as well. So for this, what you need to do is you need to basically just open the link that I shared with you, run the command for git clone, go inside the folder and just copy this file, and that's about it. And then you can just run the docker compose build command. This command will take about 5 to 7 minutes to complete for MISP to completely build and come up. It should look like this. So I'm just currently running it, and the only command that I fired here was yeah, my screen. Yeah. So all the only command that I fired here is the sudo docker compose build command right now after uh, doing a git clone and changing into the directory, and it is just currently building the list platform for me. So just wait for that to come up and it should work.
So what is meaning of root directory? It's a home directory or root directory?
You can just copy that file directly over there. So just
Home or root
just
slash
run
root?
this, just run this command. Don't do anything else. Just run this command. You don't even need to run the vi.env file. Sorry, I'm not sharing that window. Yeah. Uh, just
Got it.
run one, run two, run three. That's all. And then you can run the docker compose command.
Dhruv, I'm getting this 403 forbidden.
Can you just share your screen, please?
Yes, sir. Sure. Let me know once it's finished.
Yep, I can see it.
Shall I share again?
No, I can see it. I can see it. It's okay. Just give me one second. Just show me the commands you run before this.
Docker sudo docker composer.
No, you'll have to build the command first. So just run through the entire setup here. So what you have to do first is that you first fetch this command, this command, this command, then you run a docker compose build. After build completes, then you'll be able to run a docker compose up.
Okay.
Folks, any questions? Any errors you're facing?
This installation is taking forever. I think it's going on for a long time.
It'll take about 7 to 10 minutes. Folks, once you do install it, it will reach here, and Post logging in, you will have to change your password. Oh, and Folks, any errors in install or something yet?
No, I think it is taking too much of time downloading.
Okay.
My internet is not that slow, but I think it's taking too much of time.
It's no, it installs and extracts also at the same time, so just a one-time setup. So after that, it should work. For those of you who don't want to, I mean, in future, if you ever want to use Mist and you don't want to do all this install and all, there is a site. Let me see. So privately, this is owned by a company called Circle, which is basically a computer incident response center in Luxembourg, basically, and you can basically request access to their public instance. So you can just come here and say contact us, and you'll have to just generate a PGP key and give it to them, and they'll basically be able to do it then. So you can just file a ticket with them to give you access to it. So all people who want like a community fed instance where you get all your data, etc., you can use this instance. You can also integrate this instance with your SIEMs and all via the API. But if you're worried about data and all that, and you say that okay, it's a shared instance, I don't want to upload my data and all that, then in that scenario you can basically come here and set your own server up. Ideally, I would still advise that you set your own server up because it's just a one-time install. You don't need to do anything after that. But good part is like you can also use the public server if you want.
So this generally on the workflow, security analyst will give a threat to the security operations team, is it?
Uh, Two ways. Number one is that all the feeds that you're using, you can integrate it into your SIEM, and your SIEM itself will start displaying that data to you. For example, there is a log message which is coming up, which is something like a 0 day which somebody else has detected, so they'll come and upload it here, right? Now, if they see a similar tactic at your end, and you've integrated with your SIEM, it will basically start flagging it and say that okay, so and so person had flagged this, and these are the details that they've added. In a reverse way, you can also go search for details here and look for information that what you are, I mean, you want to basically look for in all the events that anybody has uploaded. And the third way to do it is that you start providing threat intelligence data as well. So, for example, if I come here and if I say add event, so you can say that you want it in your org only, you want it with community, you want with connected ones, or you want it with all communities, right? You add your information over here. Just show it to you. Okay. Now you can come here and you can start adding more and more information about that what you've detected. So you can also just put this directly via the API as well from all your events that you've got, and you can start adding information as to whatever you are publishing. If you've seen any kind of action, etc., whatever you want to put in, you can put in comments, etc., whatever you want, right? You can add tags, everything related to a thread you can come and put up. So what category was it? Was it a payload, right? You're uploading what, an MD5 hash, so you just put that MD5 hash here, or you're putting whatever hash, you're putting a text, right? So you put all this data here, like first scene, last scene, all that, and you send it for comments. It basically gets approved, and then anybody can go ahead and look at this data, right? So for example, you're only seeing this one. I'm currently just syncing this to pull for all the feeds that are available in the world right now. So these are just waiting for a worker to come in. Once that worker comes in, it'll basically download all the feeds that are there, and we'll see all the worldwide feeds coming up here. Now you have an open API and REST API as well. You can just basically use this directly, or you can also send it to your SIEM events as well. So anything that you detect and which matches, say, a certain kind of threshold sector over here, it will start flagging it in your SIEM, will start getting data over there.
So it can be directly integrated with SIM also.
Yeah,
This
yes, it can be. Till then, does anybody have any questions for today? Whatever we discussed. Folks, this is taking long to install. What we'll do is just leave your systems on, let this install, and we'll pick up from here, say next class onwards. Uh, what I just want to discuss with you as a one final thing is that I've shared an assignment which will be uploaded. Uh, Give me 1 second. Yeah. So uh, I've just uploaded an assignment for this. You basically just need to use TRAM, any report, any link that you have. You can just use that. Try making the best guesstimates in terms of mapping for a report. I would advise don't use a report more than 8 to 10 pages long because gets very hard for me to also then mark. But use something, just see what I would judge from you is just usability. I will not say that, okay, I need 100% correctiveness in terms of all that, but the basic idea for TTP uh, techniques and TRAM should be there. For the second part, it's just basic differences between Lockheed Martin and the attack framework that we discussed. This can be submitted anytime before the last class. I would advise that you do it as soon as possible so that I can mark it and you guys can get the feedback from that as well. But anytime before the last class, this will be open. Any questions on this?
Looks okay.
I'm sorry.
Looks okay.
All right, perfect. Cool, folks. Then what I'll do is we'll start off from here next class onwards, and just let this run, let it install, please, so that we don't waste time on this further. And I'll pick up from here, and we'll discuss a couple of things, starting with threat hunting, also about collection overload, etc., and about writing threat reports. So we discussed those three, four facts. We'll also be working with this Tix and Taxi framework as a lab next Saturday. So just make sure all of you have Ubuntu machines, etc., running properly. And we will be using the Jupyter notebook for that. So I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have used it before or not, but we'll just be using Python to interact with the Tix Taxi attack framework and see how we can interact with it and get data from there. Any questions? I've shared the slides for today with everybody. I mean, it will be uploaded in LMS, mostly from today, and a little part that we cover on the next Saturday. There will be a quiz for about half an hour, 45 minutes, which will be scheduled for the next Saturday. So just make sure that we are there and you don't miss out on that. If you've attended the class and you've heard out whatever we're saying and discussed, you probably don't even need to go through it. It will be open book, it will be open PPT. You will have access to Google as well. So, I mean, I don't have any problems with that. So, up to you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. If there are any
Thank you.
problems in terms of installation, just let me know. Just hit me up, and I'm online here itself. So just hit me up. If there's anything else, you can also just hit me up on Teams itself. I'll reply to you. All right, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.